see it, man. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, looking at their set history together, it looks like Yu's has really been recently winning the last couple matches at Trial of Heimdall with a 3-1 on the Jaeyun, of course. And we're no longer seeing the fate from Yu's. We're seeing the Jaeyun even online here versus Power, who's been showing off the Mordex to really great success. It's really cool to see more Mordex in different regions. Of course, we have some in EU and some in SA now as well, as Power pilots the character and looks to take this game.
For sure, for sure. Now we are seeing you start off on regular sword, not great sword right here. That spawn is probably looking real juicy right there to maybe swap and try to get some bridges going on, but Yuz is going to opt to stick onto this regular sword so far.
Okay, nice little open up there with the side light on Yuz. Trying to catch the landings, very important versus sword. A weapon that can struggle to be very linear on the approaches.
Right.
So you have to implement a lot of dash jumps, and side light's going to be very good at catching landings, as well as that Nair to disrupt those rising aerials. Nice catch.
I was about to say, like, Power's burst options right there to just kind of like run up and find the aerial and then just run up, do a signature. Why not? Pretty good stuff right now. It's going to be resulting in a slight damage lead over for Power. Throws away the Scythe, a bit arm right now, and the Greatsword's online for Yuz.
Weaving in and out, and Yuz getting a down air there. Quite a bit of a lead for Power here, as has the read on Yuz's dodge in place, but didn't pull the trigger on the recovery. That's very interesting. Maybe some hesitation, maybe some fear. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yuz playing keep away right there. Does not let Power. The floor is
lava
really for just a moment, and there's stock one, PJ. Just like that, it really looked like Power had a lot of control in this first stock, and Yuz just turned it right around.
It really made that big of a difference, where Power would have had a sub 100 damage KO on Yuz, and then now Yuz is able to take the stock first and look to build some extra credit here on the unarmed, looking for the weapon pickup. Doesn't find it, as Power finds their side air, and the weapon toss comes in, missing the angle, but the down air does lock it in. And gotta love when players are willing to go off stage to really close out those very confirmed edge guards, especially on the unarmed down air.
Yeah, it was a tough position from the start, right? Yuz lost the weapon as soon as that interaction began. So, I mean, you really have nothing to come back at that point. With that being said, Yuz still on a fresh stock, Power in light yellow so far, so only a little bit of damage coming through. Here comes first hit, not going to get another bridge after that.
And really looking to find this open up on that side light, of course, for Yuz. And I like that side light. No dash or chase dodge follow-up, just jumping in place, trying to call out Power going vertical on the defense.
And again, this patience from Yuz, just finds one hit, doesn't want to look for a second one after that. The opportunity to get reversals here is so huge. Power throws one, finds a second.
What? Power got the Nair or the end light and then went for a down air into the stage, and might have been a misinput and really cost him some big damage against Yuz. And Yuz looking to definitely take advantage of that, as Power was stuck on the wall, but Power getting a side light there forces Yuz with the sweat beads, able to land it back on the stage, and now Power's getting juggled.
Wow, kind of a panic weapon throw there from Power, though. So Yuz controlling the center once again. Maybe looking to jockey on that soft platform, but slowly coming in. Power catches the hands right there.
Okay, the sword online. Downlight should be able to close it out, and going for an Ensig there is very risky for Yuz, as it's easy to punish that. Go underneath the stage, you're still fine. Yep.
I mean, good look from Yuz on the reversal, but I think you have to know that it's going to just be the switch to the other side of the stage at that point.
Oh,
Yuz finds it off recovery.
Wow.
Next one will find the KO off the top, but it's just barely not enough damage. Wow, again, yeah. The refusal to press a button until you know you have that secured is just so good. It is such a difference maker for players like Yuz.
Getting the weapon pickup there on the side, getting the side air, and Yuz going really high on the recovery and doesn't get punished for it, even throwing the weapon away, and Power getting the end light into the recovery will find that KO, and very, very close game one.
Yeah. As the dust settles, I mean, it's still slight damage lead to Yuz, but it could be closed out in an instant, and just like that, we're practically even.
I feel like if we're going to get any Game 5 set, this might be the one with this, the way this Game 1 is playing out.
I would agree. Okay, Sarah finds one. Recovery a little bit dicey there, but Yuz connects with neither. Now we got Sword versus Gauntlet coming online. The dodge in. Power, I think, had a read on it, but just didn't press a button to get there.
He gets some big damage on that sidelight. And once again, another dodge read that Power has but doesn't fully commit to, and it costs him these really big damage swings or even stocks.
Sure.
Oh, I like that dodge after picking up the weapon to avoid Yuz trying to swing out, and Power with the Scythe. If that downlight connected, it could be a very different result, but Right now, Use on the sword has been very, very elusive, very hard to hit him.
Okay, slow. Action gets started right here. Power gets back on those gauntlets once again, but Use makes the action started right here. Sweat Beads comes through. So it should just be one jump, yeah.
Yeah. But still, Use playing very disciplined, not wanting to go off stage versus the gauntlets. Doesn't want to get reversaled, but Power right now just needs that one open up on that side light. Use looking for the KO with the ground pound. Unarmed
No punish,
Use,
no punish.
But Use picks up a great sword. Recovery, side air, finisher.
Once again, Power just swings early. Use doesn't punish twice on that. That's 2 big whiffs from Power.
There was a recovery there for Power and goes for the double sideline at this high damage, even still trying to make these reads work. Finally pulls a trigger on a read, but didn't find the right one. The GC Sig out of the corner. Power steals the game away.
No way, dude. That was crazy. I mean, yeah, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, strike 3. How about that? I mean, he
get fooled again.
He whipped twice with that in a row. It just still sends it anyway. I gotta love it. I gotta respect that, man. So Power goes up 1-0 up against Use, and I mean, I feel like when you had mentioned at the start of the set, right, PJ, like, these are the types of players that have played so often that it's like this looks weird to us, but we're like, this is playing the player. You're not playing the matchup at that point.
Yeah. It's so interesting to me the way that Greatsword has developed in this current meta as kind of a poking weapon and one that's able to get 1 or 2 hits. I wouldn't even compare it to Spear because it feels like Spear gets a lot longer strings.
Okay.
And right now, Use picking up the sword. It's a second game in a row that you get the sword early. I'd love to see Use using the sword as a damage building weapon. We'll see if it works out here.
Okay. Weapon toss, perhaps baiting a little bit to try to make Use steal that weapon spawn away. Neither player bites. And to your point, PJ, I mean, Use has been sticking onto this sword so far, racking up a little bit of damage, but as I say, Power tries to extend him with the ground pound, not going to get too much after that. But just like that, we reverse off stage. Use has to find the recovery.
I like these high recoveries from Use to call out Power, who's trying to position to call out those low recoveries and just immediately swinging with it to get Power off of him off stage, but sidelight into the side air, not enough to
Disarmed
KO.
as well.
Ooh,
wait, that's
bad.
a huge reversal. Yeah, you get the kickoff, and that is first stock for Use. I don't know if Power was paying attention to the resources that Use had left right there, because that first hit disarmed, and then Use practically had nothing. Would have just fell to his doom right there.
Yeah, crazy. And then Use able to get the chase dodge, so even able to live off of that reversal. Ooh, nice recovery there. Not enough to KO. Welcome to Apocalypse.
If Use racks up at least a little bit of damage, I mean, even just this putting into yellow, just that weapon throw too, I feel like that's such a huge lead now.
You might be seeing Use play a little bit more risky now, maybe going for longer strings as you're up quite a bit.
Sure.
Side air hits the soft platform. I wonder if it hit the stage, if it would have been different, but even then, not enough to KO, even that close to the ceiling. Oof.
And you kind of see it. I mean, we saw it at the end of game 1 too as well, where Power was just kind of swinging for the fences to find that big hit to take the stock right now. Use in deep red on first stock, slowly but surely gathering a little bit more damage before going out. That'll do it right there, but Power took a while to get that.
I wonder if Use threw the weapon away as an attempt to mess up Power's weapon cycling. I'm not sure if that's why Use wanted to do that, or maybe Use just wanted to catch the hands on the unarmed, but right now catching that side air on Power's jump, and it's very scary.
Okay.
Yeah, nice side air. Didn't go for the follow-up side air off that side light, but still a lot of damage for Use here, who's looking to find a KO after a couple more openings.
Okay, GC right there to try to cover the jump up. Doesn't connect. Use will find this right here, especially off the weapon throw.
Wow.
That's all she wrote for stock 2. And like I said before, I think Use hanging on to that first stock has huge implications for this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a completely different vibe, I feel like, from the first game where it was very neck and neck, very close. Right now, Use, calm, cool, collected, up essentially a full stock and looking to lap Power and damage even. Nice open up there with a double nair into the side air.
Okay,
Dodging.
caught the jump as well. Nice. My boy building bridges off stage. Not going to get too much damage, though. Here comes Power.
It's just so interesting to me. Like, Use is opening, going for a lot of the openers, hitting them, and then not going for strings or reads, just repositioning.
Okay, wall slip was online. We saw Sweat Beads come through as well. Legend was exhausted for just a moment, but Power's back with the gauntlets, ready to fight.
Ooh, nice catch there, but didn't find the conversion. Nice dodge from Use. Power Taking quite a bit of damage, but definitely is going to be able to find a KO pretty soon here, maybe with an N-Light.
Okay, we saw Power let that rip a lot in game 1, but you are a full stock down, so if you get whiff punish now, this could be very precarious. That being said, not out of the realm of possibility at all for Power.
He's picking up a weapon here and looking for those juggles with that Nair. Got quite a bit of damage to build up until your downlight starts KOing, or off into true combos to KO, but I mean, it might start now. You have to be very careful as Power here, who has been struggling to get much going on the site in this stock. The N-Light sent quite far off stage, and the N-Sig calls out the jump back to center. Very, very smart stuff from Yuz. Very fast option, very vertical, and has more horizontal than that recovery to close out that game.
I mean, and that was kind of the thing you alluded to earlier in the game, right? Like, the way that Greatsword has almost become this, like, poking, build-up damage, and then you can swap, especially on the J, and you can swap to the sword to find your finishers right there. Yeah. That was real textbook of what you wanted to see from that game. Yeah. Yuz kind of played it in reverse for the first couple stocks, building up damage with the sword, playing things normal until swapping to the Greatsword to get a couple finishers. But, I mean, again, excellent, excellent game so far, and we're even.
Something I want to note, especially on Greatsword for Yuz, is kind of the difference between the Greatsword and like Axe, for example, because what Yuz is doing is he's getting like 1 or 2 hits, but on Axe, when you get 1 hit, your opponent gets sent far.
Sure,
but
sure.
On Greatsword, it kind of pokes you in place, stops your momentum, either forces you in the air or forces you off stage, and then Yuz is just able to kind of move around, and it still creates that space where you're able to cover so much of a bubble, but it also keeps them in that bubble.
Absolutely.
And I think that's somehow working in a weird way. It's really, really controlled Greatsword. It's cool to see from Yuz. Might be the new innovation necessary to reclaim his throne as #1 in South America.
Could be possible for sure, but that sword was also a menace in the last game, 42% of the match. Only outmatched by 44% equipment on the Greatsword. But I mean, Yuz did 302 damage, almost double the amount of damage that his Greatsword did in that previous game. So cannot be understated, the sword in this matchup. Let's see though, Power has been putting in a lot of work with specifically the gauntlets.
Okay, Yuz trying to find a similar read there that took the last game, but okay, a big reversal on those double side airs, but not nearly enough to KO or even burn some resources.
Dicey offstage play
really
though
bad
for both players, yeah.
Okay, makes it back. Too low damage for that side air to meaningfully send off stage. Wow, no side air.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, they both dodged into each other, and all Power needed to do was sidelight.
And once again, Power has such a strong read on Yuz's jump and dodges right there. Just can't get across the finish line with that stock.
Such a big drop from Power on that edge guard opportunity. I think he might have been able to sneak in that ground pound. Gets the GC downlight on the unarmed, one of the best combo starters in the entire game, but didn't combo it into a weapon pickup on the scythe. And Yuz now, similar to the previous games, very high damage, but able to hold on to the stock and close out the stock on Power before. I might have cursed Power here, though. That side air does come in, doesn't find a follow-up. Very, very disciplined from Yuz not to swing on Power.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very, very close in damage. Yuz slightly behind right now, and Power knows it, looking for the recovery right there. Okay, GC is enough to get the action started. It's probably first stock as well. Weapon throw will secure it as well. Big snipe. Power picks up the scythe as well. Swap out, why not?
Yuz barely survived that side air, because even after the GC, N-Sig, and a recovery, he barely showed up on screen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Power just, I'm not sure even needing the weapon toss there, but nonetheless, you're going to be happy to close out a stock before Yuz.
Whoa, Yuz kind of breaking Power's ankles right now, but still needs to find the stock regardless.
Oh,
what a weight,
swing.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, there it is.
Okay, Yuz staying in this one now. Greatsword is going to be the weapon of choice coming into stock 2.
Yeah, we're seeing the ankles being broken on the movement. I want to see those strings doing that as well for Yuz on this Greatsword.
Totally. See, Yuz trying to come in with a down air, not going to get that much after. Oh my goodness, the vision.
Tossing Yuz directly off stage, forcing the low recovery with the low momentum weapon toss, and chase dodging as well and going for the recovery, calling out Yuz's high recovery with his own gauntlet recovery, and it closes it out there as Power has quite a big lead.
Okay, can Power break the stalemate here, make this a 2-1 game? Putting him in the blender for just a moment. Power now off stage, wants to connect. Yuz wanted to get all of it with the reversal. Now we're playing off stage on the right side. Double down air from Yuz, making a third one. Power just clinging onto the stage for dear life. It's still happening off stage. Yuz will just be so relentless, but he misses.
And gets
Power.
reversal.
Oh my goodness, how did both of these players survive that?
Power casually taking like 300 damage in the process, it felt like, but it didn't matter because you're still holding on to this stock and the stock lead versus Yuz, and Yuz definitely upset about not being able to close out that stock. The side air comes in and the high recovery gets going once again from Power with the weapon toss. Power takes the game. Yuz had him off stage for 15 seconds and it did not matter. Gets right back into the offense and calls out another high recovery. Power is playing crazy.
You gotta be kidding me, bro.
I can't believe it.
You gotta be kidding me. Show me the replay over here now. I mean, this just show the offstage and that's it. That's fine. Oh my gosh, I can't get over the fact that neither player got knocked out in that sequence. And then for Power to be able to just close the door on it and cross the finish line with that crazy gravity cancel, just reading again. I said earlier in this game, Power had such a good read on the high angles that the Yuz wanted to go for coming in.
Yep.
And to just kind of pull that trick out right at the finish line. Remarkable stuff from Power. This could be huge.
I mean, I can't believe how tragic Brawlhalla can be sometimes. Because if Yuz found the KO there, it's a completely different game. Very
Brawlhalla
even.
has hurt me in ways unimaginable.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. And then Power is able to call out that recovery, as you were talking about. The very vertical recovery angles, the high recoveries from Yuz hasn't been working out versus Power. Power's definitely catching on to them.
100%, 100%. Okay, Yuz has to touch down right
bad.
here. Dude, Power is locked in. Power's locked in. Chill for a second. Yuz patrolling around that soft platform. Not going to get too much. After that, weapon throw will connect, and Yuz can swap over to the sword now instead, but we are practically even in damage once again.
The very late hitbox out of that recovery is going to be able to unarm Power, but it doesn't KO, so you're not looking too bad. Okay, avoiding that and dashing off the platform, immediate side air into the corner to call out Yuz's movement. Oh, that's a big open up. Downlight into the side air. Let's see the edge guard opportunity from Power, who goes for the nair. Yuz pulling the trigger on the recovery very quickly to avoid that. And once again, very high damage, tense scenario.
Yeah, I actually really like that. I feel like a lot of players in that position would just instantly weapon throw because it's such a perfect angle and it forces the dodge early, but Power's like, you know what, I want to stay on gauntlets for a little bit longer. He does finally swap to Scythe here, but is it too little too late on this first stock? Here comes Yuz. Power wants to come around with that reversal. Not going to get there. Recovery from Yuz. Not going to get there either. Now we go back to neutral.
Looking for this one recovery from Power. Any recovery from either of his weapons or even unarmed Yuz looking for that downlight. And as I say that, Power finds the gauntlet recovery, picks up a Scythe, and looks to get some extra credit going. We'll see if Yuz is able to stop that attempt. With the Greatsword, though, I haven't been seeing a lot of Greatsword KOs, so we'll see if this time it can be different.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I said it at the start of the match, right? Like, pretty sizable PR disparity, at least within this top four. But, I mean, they played 35 sets against each other. I don't think this is that crazy. And like you said, Power's favored in those 35 sets. So not that insane for Power to be able to take this one home 3-1. Still maintaining this first stock right here. Yuz barely scratching him.
Crazy. What a clash. And that keeps Power in the game. The down air clashing with the sword recovery, which surely would have been the end of the stock. I mean, guaranteed.
It is close quarters dancing right here. Yuz finally finds it off the side lights, coming through. We will see the weapon swap. Is it going to be Greatsword? Yup.
Talking about the poking and kind of 1-2 nature of the Greatsword so far, but I mean, it's not, I don't think it's going to be enough versus this Power Gauntlet, who gets the ground pound into the weapon toss. And
so perfect.
Power one stock away from moving into grand finals, sending Yuz home at third place. The weapon toss disrupts the unarmed combo as Power has some gauntlets online. Yuz getting weapon star, picks up a sword though. You like to see this if you're Yuz, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Power, plenty of runway here. It is your game to lose at the moment. Yuz needs to win neutral a lot to come back from this.
Relatively slower paced matches, but I think this game Power definitely pulling ahead. You see this very apparent stock lead. Yuz looking to even up the stocks quickly. But Power picking up a Scythe here makes it very difficult for Yuz to get back to the stage comfortably. Burning double exclamation points. Nice reversal there with the nair, but gets
all the way
reversal by the down air. Power still flipping it.
Okay, Yuz regains center, but at what cost? That was a lot of damage just to get some stage back.
Oh, nice dodge out from Power to avoid that N-Sig, which will have a deceptively low hitbox on that rising N-Sig. Oh, nice snare to catch the dash from Use. Power starting the offense with nice little open up and continuing to do some really big extra credit. Use having to play kind of perfectly to take this game, but the side air comes in, the weapon toss as well. Use with
Big
the early
reversal,
dodge.
big reversal right there. That's nothing.
Yeah, nice down air to tap that one in, and we're down to a last stock on game 4. Power one stock away from moving on into grand finals. We'll see if Use can force this game 5 though. That's a big side air on the side.
The jump again, you see it.
What? It didn't get punished this time. Power wasn't ready for it.
Okay. I'm nervous about how much damage Use took on that last stock. Greatsword will come through a couple 1-2s for a little bit of damage, but how do you finish this stock when you are this behind in damage? Power's not going to get it right there. It's going to be a high angle once again. No, Use goes for the wall this time.
Okay, that's a big nair and tries to call out a dodge through with a recovery. Didn't find it.
With
big
punish.
Side air.
With punish again. Let's see. Power wants to swing. He finds it right there. It's not enough. Next one.
Oh!
Weapon throw.
Not enough either. Going for the recovery, going very deep off stage. Could be very scary. Once again, Gauntlet side air, not enough to take it. Use still in this game with a great start. Power just needs that one last hit, needs that recovery. Looking
Watch
for the
the
down
exclamation points. There's one. Power swings on it.
There
He
it
got
is!
it.
Power takes it 3-1 over Use the Mordex once again, making a big upset. As you were saying, the biggest PR